How to make a one product Shopify store. In this video, I'm going to take you step by step through the process of recreating a one product store from scratch. So even if you are a beginner and you haven't built a Shopify store before, after watching and following along with this, you will end up building a professional one product Shopify store. This is a great example of a one product store I found online, and I'm going to replicate it using a free Shopify theme. Obviously, the first step is going to be creating a Shopify store, and if you don't have a Shopify store already, head in the description of this video and you're going to find a link with an offer from Shopify where you can create your store. And once you've created your store, go to the online store section, to the theme, and this is our theme that we're going to work on. This is the latest version of the Dawn theme. If you don't have it here, add it. You can add it from down below here, but by default, the Dawn theme should already be here. And in order to recreate the store that we have as an example, I'm gonna have to dissect it and see the elements that they are using, the colors, the fonts, and everything. So in my case, I'm just gonna recreate what they have here using the same colors, but if you want to change those, you can go to this website here and you can find different color palettes. For example, if you take the main color from this banner here and you copy that, you can go to this site here and paste the color in, and they will generate palettes of colors that fit this main color. So it's going to give you different shades of colors and different palettes with different types of colors that might fit the mood that you are going for, and you will have to test with this, but these colors they fit together. So if you have a main color that you want to use, just use that, paste it in here, and they will generate you a bunch of color palettes for you to use and add to your theme. But in my case, to save time, I'm just gonna copy the same colors they have here and the same imagery so that this tutorial doesn't take forever. So the first thing I'm gonna do is to go to my store and to my theme here and hit customize, because I want to add these two color palettes that I just saw on their store. We first have the normal color palette with the white background, and then there is another one with this shade of pink as a background. So I'm gonna define these two. To do that, I'm going to go to my theme and to customize, and in here I will go to settings and then to colors, and I'm going to add one extra color scheme and I'm going to define it. So the background is white, we said for the first one, then the text, and I don't want to use black as the Dawn theme has. So I'm going to go to this color space website and I'm going to find a dark color for the text, and I think this one is good. I'm going to copy it, but I'm going to check more to see if they have different ones, and I think this one is a little bit better because it's darker. So I'm going to copy that and I'm going to go to my text. So the text I'm going to have in this color, which is not black, it's close to black but not black. Then I'm going to go to solid button background, and here we want to add that main color they have, so this one over here, and the solid background button should be this color. And make sure you're pasting it right, because if you don't, then this will happen. So I'm gonna go and copy it again because it didn't work for some reason. And once it's done, the color changed. Then the solid button label should be white, and the outline of the button should be the same as the background of the button. I'm gonna paste the same color in there, and the shadow can be black. Let's see how black looks like, but we might change it later. I'm gonna save that. And the second scheme that I saw there is a little bit different. So instead of the white background, we're gonna go to that section, this one over here, and I am going to copy this background color and I'm gonna paste it in here. Yes. So then text, the text should be again that dark color, this one, and I'm gonna paste it here. The different shades of black give a different type of feel than just normal black, so that's why I'm using that. Then solid button label white, and then the outline should be the same as the background, and I'm going to save that. Now nothing happened because I didn't assign these color palettes to any of the sections, but I'm gonna do that. Now looking at the example, I realized that I have to create one more color scheme, and I'm gonna go and do that now. This as a background color, and then I'm going to add the text as white. The solid button background should be also white, and then the button label should be black, or that color that we chose. And then now the outline should be also white, and I'm going to save that too. Now we have 3 extra color schemes that we're gonna use all over the theme. So now with this created, I'm gonna go and apply them to the sections that we already have on the store. So to do that, I'm gonna go to sections, and the first one, the announcement bar, I'm gonna change to this one over here so that it fits the same style as the example. And now I'm gonna go and change this image here. So I'm gonna go to the banner and select the first image, upload image, and select the image I just downloaded from that store. And I'm gonna go out and change the text in here, and I'm just gonna leave it as it is for now. Okay, so now the color schemes are set. I'm gonna go ahead and try to recreate this logo over here. So I'm gonna just take a screenshot of the logo like that, and I'm gonna capture that. I'm gonna save it to my computer. And in Canva, I'm going to come here to home, and I'm gonna select custom size so that I can set the size myself. I'm gonna click on that, and I'm gonna add in here 800 and 200 pixels. And I'm gonna create design. And this is my layout here. And I'm gonna go and upload the image I just took of the logo. I'm gonna place it on my canvas here. I'm gonna select it, and I'm gonna click on edit, and then go to grab text. And what this will do is to find a font that is similar to the one used in the logo already. So if you are trying to replicate the logo you found online, or the font that you found online, with this method you will be able to find an equivalent font that will look similar, if not the same, as the one that you have as an example. So you're gonna select it and then say grab, and then Canva will give you the font that is similar to the one that you just uploaded. So I'm going to delete the space here and select the whole text. This is the font that Canva detected, so it looks quite similar to me. If I add the original, you can see that I think it's the exact same font, if not a bit different, but you see there is no big difference. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna delete the JPEG image that I've uploaded, and I'm going to use this as my font, and I'm going to increase it in size so that I have it all the way in my canvas, something like this maybe. I'm gonna place it in the middle, and if you want to change anything about it, you can go here at the top where you have the text tools. So I'm going to make the space between letters a bit smaller, and I think it looks good like it is. So I'm going to just go ahead and export this. Let me make it just a bit bigger, something like that. I'm going to export that. So I'm gonna click on share, and I'm just gonna download it the size that it is, so 800 by 200 pixels. I'm gonna save that on my desktop, and I'm going to go to my Shopify theme, and in settings here you're gonna have at the top logo, and you're gonna be able to upload your file by clicking select, and then upload the image you just created and open that and hit done. Now the font was added to the store, so I'm gonna make it just a little bit bigger. And to actually preview what you're doing outside of this preview you can go to these 3 dots here and click view so that you can actually see the page. And this is what we have so far. So we have the header looking like this, and then the rest is the default Shopify gave us. So we have the logo, we have the background color, and if I compare the two, this is their side, this is our side. Of course, there are slight differences, and I'm gonna address them in just a second. Now, to find out what font a theme is using, you're just gonna have to go ahead and select some text and then inspect. So right click and inspect. And once the developer tools have opened, you're gonna have here this logo. You just click on it, and then with it you're gonna go to the font that you want to see the details of, and you're gonna find the details in a pop-up like you see up top. So this font, for example, is Poppins, and the size is 32. So this one is Poppins as well, and this one is Poppins. So this store is using only the Poppins font, and it's rather common. So we're gonna find it on the Shopify theme. So I'm gonna go to my theme and to settings again, and I'm gonna close this up, and I'm gonna go to typography, and under typography here we see that the Dawn theme by default uses the assistant font. So I'm gonna just click on here and search for the Poppins font, and I'm gonna select that for titles, and I'm gonna select that for the body font as well. Now all the fonts on our theme should be Poppins, and if you want to scale them up, so if you want them to look a little bit bigger than they are, like for example now, let me save first and refresh the page. Now the fonts are not that big, so if I go and open the example, we see that their fonts are a bit bigger than ours. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to increase the size to 110, the same for body and for headings, and I'm gonna save that and refresh the page. And now the text is a little bit bigger. As you can see, everything is a bit scaled up. If I go and check the example, now it's a little bit closer in size. And now let's go and see if we can change the style of heading so that we have the text on the side. The Dawn theme has different ways of displaying the header on desktop, so maybe we have that option too. To see the types of headers we have, you're gonna go to the header section, you're gonna click that, and you're gonna select one of these other options. So top left, for example, looks like this, then top center looks like this, middle center looks like this. In our example, we have the text at the right here, but I don't think it's extremely important, so I'm gonna just leave it as it is. Another option that you might want to explore in here is to change the mega menu into a mobile styled menu, because mostly the traffic coming to any store nowadays is coming from mobile. So you might want to go to desktop menu type and select here drawer, and this will show an icon instead of a menu. And if you save that, you're gonna have on desktop a similar type of menu as the mobile phones would. So I'm gonna refresh that, and this is what you're gonna get. It's much simpler, it's much more aesthetic, and people know about this button, so they will click it and they will get their menu on the side. But for this example, I'm just gonna leave it as drop down. Now this is what we have so far. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna remove this featured product section at the bottom, and I'm gonna go to AliExpress and try to source this product that they have. So heading to my theme again, I'm gonna go add the template here and remove the featured collection section, and I'm gonna save. What I'm gonna be left with is the slider and the footer. And let's go and try to source this product. So I'm gonna take a screenshot of the product itself, and I'm gonna try and find this product on AliExpress. This product they have here looks like it is branded, but I'm pretty sure that I can find a product that is similar, if not the same exact product as they have. So I'm gonna take my screenshot and I'm going to go here to AliExpress and upload photo. I'm gonna paste the image that I just took, and I'm gonna hit search to see if there are products like that. And of course, I found a couple of them. So I'm gonna take a look at this and find the best option. They are not cheap. They are selling it with $250, and the price on AliExpress is $88. The ones that I found that are looking quite similar, so it's kind of the same product actually. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna install DSers on my store, and I'm gonna go ahead and import one of these listings so that I have the product too. I have a complete tutorial on how to add DSers, and it's gonna pop on the screen, so click on it if you want to see how to do that. Now once you have the DSers app installed on your store and you are ready with choosing your product, you know which product to import, you just have to go to the DSers Chrome extension. If you don't have that installed on your Chrome browser, just do that now. Once you have the Chrome extension installed, you're gonna have all these buttons here. So in order to add this product to your store, you're just gonna have to add to DSers. This will send it to the import list of DSers, and you're gonna be able to import it to the store. Here I'm just gonna confirm I want the English content, so I'm gonna confirm that. And this is gonna send this listing to my DSers account. I'm gonna go there. So on my store, I'm gonna click on DSers. I'm gonna open that up. And once I'm here, I'm gonna go to my import list, and I'm gonna click on the product that I just added to this import list. Then I'm gonna go and I'm gonna edit the product. And here I'm gonna add the title. So I'm gonna go to the example store and I'm gonna name it the same as they have. I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna go here and paste my title. After changing the title, I'm gonna go to variants and I'm gonna select in here just the one product that I want. And the product that I want is the white product for the US market. You can see there they have it defined like that. So I'm gonna select just the white version for the US market. And then I'm going to go to the description. I'm gonna leave all these specifications in here so that I can use them later. But I'm going to remove everything down below. So everything in the overview, I'm just going to take out, and I am going to go to images, and in images, I'm going to select just some of them. So I don't want to show the other colors at all. I'm going to leave this one, and I'm going to deselect all the others that are not featuring the exact product or any images that don't actually show the product. Then I'm gonna go to shipping info, just take a look here and then push it to the store. So I'm gonna click on push to the store and I'm gonna push it to the store. It's getting now updated, so I should see it in a second on my store. And if I go to my products now, here it is. This is the product. Let me see if I have it in the catalog, and it's not yet there. So I'm gonna go to my products and I should have it here. And if for some reason the product doesn't show, so if you go to catalog and the product is still there, even though the product is active on the store, you wanna go and manage the sales channels and then select online store. You can select these ones as well, but online store is the most important, and click on done and then on save. Now we have the product on the store, but for some reason it brought also some plug types and I don't want to show this. I'm just going to sell to the US market, and that's why I'm going to remove these. And to do that, I'm going to go to my product and scroll down to variants, and in here I'm going to remove the variants. I did remove them in DSers, but sometimes this still happens, so you're gonna remove all the other variants. Now we are left with just one variant, the one that we wanted, and we can go ahead and add our price. I'm gonna go to their price here. I'm gonna go to USD to see what the price is in USD, and it's 175. I'm gonna copy that. I'm gonna add the price here, but I have to change the currency of the store. And to do that, I'm gonna go to settings and to general and go here to currency display. And I'm going to select the USD as the main store's currency. I'm gonna save that. And now the currency should change. So I'm gonna head here and copy there compared to price. Then I'm gonna save, and here is the product. And if I go to the product page, this is how it looks now. But before I go and I customize the product more, I'm gonna go to the home page and I'm gonna try to recreate these sections that I see on the example store. I'm gonna build this one first. So this is an image with text. I'm gonna just copy the title. I'm gonna go to my store and go to customize. And in here on the home page, underneath the slider, I am going to add one more section. That is an image with text, this one over here. And I'm going to add it at the bottom. I'm gonna change the color scheme the section has, and I'm gonna change it to this one over here. Now let's take a look and see. We have the text over here, the image over here. I'm just gonna switch these real quick, and I'm gonna change the containers colors as well so that it looks the same as the rest, and change the title first, quick and easy, small. Then I'm going to go back and I'm going to change the text. They have an extra title in here. I'm not sure if I'm able to add that on the Dawn theme. Let me check. So if I go to image with text and I add, is there another block I can add? Yeah, I can add a caption, and that's kind of what we need. So it's a tagline. I'm gonna go and copy that as well. So caption, yes, and uppercase, something like that. In small maybe, yes. I'm gonna go back, and because they have this rounded buttons, let's see if we have some option to do that on our theme. So let's check buttons on the general settings of the theme. So I'm gonna click on buttons and corner radius to something, let's say 20. No, that's too much. 12 or 10. I think 10 is quite similar with what they have. Then I'm gonna add the image. So I'm gonna click on the section and select the image. I'm gonna add it first. So just upload that. Of course, if you want to have a professional store, you will have to order this product and have a model like that, take pictures with it and videos and stuff like that, so that you are more credible. But there are products out there, or suppliers. For example, the supplier for this product might have a lot of images that will help you start, so you don't have to do that right away. But this would be the way to look more professional and to have more credibility in the market. So I'm going to save that. Okay, so now we have the first section. Let's see if I can remove that padding at the top and at the bottom, and we are good with this. And I'm going to show you how you can copy one of these without having to add all the details that you've set on one of these sections. So to do that, I'm gonna go to edit code. I hope you're comfortable with editing some code sometimes. And in here, you're gonna look for index. And the index is the first page of your website. So for us is the home page. I'm gonna click on that. And we have here all the settings of all these sections that we have on the home page. And to find the settings for the section we just added, we just have to come here at the bottom. And as you can see, we just have two sections. We have the image banner and the image with text. And the image with text is the last one. So I'm gonna go here to image with text, which is this one. You can see here the ID. You can copy this ID and it's gonna send you directly to the start of the section. So if you copy everything in between these parentheses, so everything from there, including this, and you copy that, you go at the bottom here where the section ends and you add 1 comma and enter, and you paste it underneath. Then you go back at the top of your copied section. It's gonna be highlighted like that, and it's gonna tell you that there's a duplicate of this ID. You just have to add here -2 or something else that will make it a unique ID. You're gonna copy that, gonna go back at the bottom, add a comma, add 2 quotation marks and include that newly created ID in there. Then you're gonna save. This will duplicate your section on your home page. So now if I refresh the page, I'm gonna have 2 of these sections and I didn't have to do a lot of work to have them there. So I'm gonna just go back to in here in the customizer, and I'm going to reverse the image position, because for the second section here, the image is first. I'm gonna save this image also, and I'm gonna head to my newly created section here, and I'm gonna click on it. I'm going to change the image, and I'm going to add the newly downloaded image. Done. And I'm going to change the image position to image first, and I'm going to go out of the section settings. I'm just gonna copy then the title. I'm gonna go and change the title of the section. Then I'm gonna change the text inside the section, and I don't have a caption for this one. I'm going to paste the text there, and I'm gonna save. The button in this case has a different text, and I think it links to a different page, but I'm just gonna leave it as it is. So I'm just gonna add the label and leave the link as it was. So now when I refresh the page, I'm gonna have the image on this side and then the text on that side, and it's similar to what they have here. Now underneath of this, they have a video, and on the down theme, you have a video section. So I'm gonna go and add that. Just type video and click on it. The video has a title already, so I'm gonna paste the title in there. I'm gonna make the title smaller because that's huge. And then I'm going to select a video. I'm gonna just add the URL that they have there. on their store. So to do that, I'm gonna click on the video, then I'm gonna share and copy the link for this video they have, and let's see if that works. So I'm gonna paste that video in there, save that, but I think I have to add a cover image as well because the video section doesn't take a frame from the video, but the video works. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a thumbnail, and after adding the thumbnail, I'm gonna save, and here is the video section down below. This video section is actually better than their section, and this is for speed purposes. This section only shows an image and a play button, and whenever you click on the play button, you're gonna load the YouTube player, but until then, you just have one image showing. So if I click here, then the YouTube player will load, but we don't actually load the player before. Again, this is good for performance. So we have now the video player on. Let's see what else they have here. Now they have another image with text section that is with a white background. And again, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna duplicate the section that we already created here. So the second one. So I'm gonna go to the customizer and to edit code. Again, I'm gonna head to index, and in the index here, I'm gonna select the second section. And to find the second section, you just have to select here this ID, copy, find, enter, and then this is where the section starts. And then if you click here, you're gonna highlight where the section ends, and it ends right here. I'm gonna select it like that with the ID too. So I'm gonna copy everything, and I'm gonna paste the section that I just copied. Here I have to remove this comma at the end, and then it's highlighted again, and it starts from here. You will have to change this to 3 because we already have a 2 above. So I'm gonna take this ID, copy it, and then go at the end here where we have this order. This is the order of the sections on the page. So I'm gonna add a comma here and then quotations, and I'm gonna paste the ID there, and then I'm going to save. This will again duplicate the section that I've just created. So if I refresh the page, I should have a copy of this section underneath this section. So I'm gonna refresh that. And here it is. Now I just have to go and change the color scheme on it and the content. To do that, I'm going to go back to the customization tab, and I'm going to refresh this one too. In here, you're going to go to the section that you just copied, and I'm going to change the color scheme. The color scheme should be this one and this one. So now it's white. I'm going to save that for just a second, and then I'm going to go and I'm going to copy the content that they have there. So brand new. I'm going to go out of the section settings, and I'm going to go to the blocks. I'm going to add a label block, the caption block, sorry. I'm going to move that on top of the title, and I'm going to add the brand new tag like they have. I'm going to go out, and I'm going to copy their title for this section. I'm going to paste that in, and then I'm going to go out of that, and I'm going to paste the text they have in there. So like that. And then I'm going to go to the button, and again, I'm going to take the label they have, and I'm going to place it there. And here I'm going to leave the same URL as well. I'm going to save, and let's see if we can add one more block. This section is limited to have just 4 blocks, so I cannot add one more caption because they had that extra caption there underneath here. So in case you think this is more important, you can grab that, and you can go ahead and change the brand new tag and move it underneath the title. I think this looks better, and just leave it as it is. So now we have that section added too. Under this section, we have another image with text section. This is actually a GIF image, so still an image. And this is a title and a description, the same process like here. This is an Instagram feed that we can recreate with Insta Feed. If you want a good Instagram feed app, this one works well, Insta Feed. Then underneath that, we're gonna have another image with text section, and then the footer. So now let's change our footer as well, because I didn't change that. To change the footer for our store, I'm gonna go back to customize, And in here, I'm gonna go at the bottom, at the footer, and I'm going to select the color scheme. And as I see, they have a color scheme that has this brown with white. So I'm gonna select this color and I'm gonna go and create a new color scheme and then apply it to the footer. To create a new color scheme, I'm gonna go to settings here, then to colors, and I'm gonna create a new one. The background should be this brown that I copied. Then the text should be white. The solid background should be white, even if we don't have buttons there. Then the outline of the button should be white. And I'm gonna go back to sections here. And in the footer section, I'm gonna switch the color scheme here. I'm gonna switch it to the newly created one. I'm just gonna click on that and I'm gonna save. And now we have a footer that is the same color. I'll just have to go and add some blocks to this footer so that I can make it look the same like this one or closer to this one. So in the original, we have two menu blocks and a text block. So I'm gonna go here to footer and I'm gonna add menu 2 times. This is one and then another one. And then I'm gonna add a text block. So I'm gonna start with the text and then I'm gonna have these 2 menu lists. And I'm gonna go inside the footer settings and I'm gonna turn off this email subscription because we don't have it here. You can keep it, of course, and it's advised to do that, but let's take it out so that we follow the example. Then at the bottom, we can reduce some of these paddings. I think that looks good. And I'm gonna save that. So I'm gonna go to the header and I'm gonna change here the text, then take this, put it there. I'm gonna save. Okay, so in order to create this linked lists, we're gonna have to create a couple of menus. To do that, I'm gonna go to the settings of the store and I'm gonna go to online store navigation. And in here, we're gonna have these 3 menus by default. So the main one we show in the header and the footer menu shows in the footer. A menu is a list of links. In this case, the main menu has the home link, the catalog and the contact. If we go here and we click on catalog, it sends us to the collection page. If we click on contact, we go to the contact page. So each of these menu items has an URL and we can create now the items like adding here maybe about, and instead of a link, we're gonna add a £sign like this. And then we're gonna select that and we can save it and it's gonna actually be saved. And if we refresh the page, we're gonna have an about here like that, but it's not gonna go anywhere. But instead of adding the items with a blank link like that, I'm gonna just go ahead and create the pages and then link the pages directly. So I'm gonna go to my example store and see what pages they have. They have terms, they have shipping, they have privacy, they have refund. And I'm gonna create all these pages. So I'm gonna copy this terms and conditions and I'm gonna go to online store and then pages. And in here, I'm gonna add 1 page, add the title, and I'm just gonna leave it blank for now. Make it visible, save, privacy, refund. Now the 90-day guarantee page, you probably want to include something like that. I'm just gonna create it as blank as well. So every page in there, about us we created, contact we have, and this one, if you want to include it, you're just gonna go here and add the page. And we're gonna work on this a bit later, but now we just want to have the pages already so that we can link them to the menus. We can go ahead and create the FAQ page as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. FAQ, don't forget to make it visible, save. And these are all the pages that I saw. Maybe there are more. You can have a look at your example and make sure that you create all the pages that your example has. And then you can go to your navigation again. And we can start with the main menu and we can recreate the main menu as our example has it. So we first have home and then the product name. So I'm gonna copy that and I'm gonna go here and delete these items. First we have home and then we have the product link and I'm gonna find the product again and select it and save that element. Then ISO FAQ and I'm gonna add that. And this is it for the main menu because account, cart, and this is a language switcher and this is a currency switcher. So the only elements are home, the product link, the FAQ, and maybe we can add the about page here at the top. So I think this is a good practice to add the about page at the top. I'm gonna add that about we have the about page too. Let's see what we have so far. Okay, so these are our menu items. I'm gonna go ahead and change the casing to match this one. I'm gonna go and change this to uppercase like that so that it matches, and I'm gonna refresh, and here it is. And at the bottom we will have to create two menus actually. Normally you have the footer menu, but in this case you have two linked lists, so it's gonna be footer menu number 1 and footer menu number 2. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna create those. We have footer menu number 1. Let's say this one is number 1. I'm gonna delete the search button, and I'm going to recreate the first link list that they have here. So terms and conditions, I'm gonna add that. I'm gonna go to pages and I'm gonna select terms here. So I'm gonna add shipping, privacy, refund. I'm gonna save all of them. So this is footer menu number 1. And I'm going to create one more, footer menu 2. So I'm gonna add this one, and then about us, contact, and the last one. I'm gonna save that. So we have now footer menu number 2, and I'm gonna head back to the online store and to the customizer. I'm gonna go to footer, and in the footer blocks, I'm going to go here to quick links and look if they have a title. They don't, so I'm going to remove the title, and I'm going to just leave it as it is because this is correct. So footer menu, and I'm going to go to the second one, remove the title, and open this and replace with footer menu number 2. And we have now all the links set, the links at the top and the links at the bottom. Of course, if we click on these, the pages are empty. We will have to go ahead and add the content for these pages. But first I'm gonna go and I'm gonna set the product page. So this is their product page. Bear in mind that they probably invested a little bit of time in creating all of this, but we can recreate quickly some of it. Some might need a bit more tweaking and more customizing, but with the Dawn theme out of the box, we can create most of it. When it comes to the product page, we're gonna go and we're going to update our imagery. I'm gonna upload all their images. Of course, if you want to sell this, you will have to order the product and take your own pictures. But just for this example, I'm going to use their images. Once updated, they should reflect on my product page. So if I refresh the page here, you should see the images there. I'm gonna go now and I'm gonna customize how they look on the store. So inside the customizer, I'm gonna go to my product page and I'm going to select a different type of image carousel. Inside the product information section, I'm gonna have settings for the carousel. So in here, we're gonna have media fit, original or fill, and I'm gonna select fill because I want to have a square always in here. Then on desktop, I want to have thumbnails, and these look good. Let's see what they have. They have double thumbnails. I'm gonna select thumbnails, but if you have more images, you may want to select thumbnail carousel, which will allow the customer to scroll through the images. Let's see how carousel looks like. So I'm gonna save that and refresh the page. So this is quite similar to what they have, but theirs is a little bit smaller. So let me see if I can make the image a bit smaller. In order to do that, I'm gonna select here medium or even small. Let's see how that looks like. I think this looks closer. Let's save. And so this looks similar to my example, but I think we can go for medium. I think this can be a bit better. Maybe it's in the middle. Yeah. Now I'm gonna go and I'm going to update their description. To do that, I'm gonna go to my product and I'm going to remove all of this. If I wanted to write a new description, I would keep this information so that I can feed it into ChatGPT or DeepSeek, why not, and create a new description. But I'm going to just paste their description in here. Let's see how that looks like. And here it is. This is what we have so far. I think the text is a little bit big, so I might have to adjust that. And then we're gonna go one by one, look at these elements and try to match them with elements that we have on the Dawn theme. So let's go back and first let's resize this title because it's a little bit too big. So to do that, I'm going to inspect the element because we are now inside a section. I have access to the section's settings. So the product information section has a CSS, custom CSS part at the end of it where I can add custom CSS for this particular section. This CSS will not be applied on any other sections. So whenever you're using the custom CSS section from one section, that custom CSS will only be applied to the elements of that section. So in our case, I'm going to go and I'm going to inspect this. So I see that this element is an H1, but the parent class is product title. So in order to single this element out, I will go and click on the product title first. I'm going to click plus here. And again, I'm on the Chrome browser. You can do this on Safari as well. So after you have the class in there, I'm going to add the space and I'm going to say H1 so that I target all the H1s that are under this class, so the parent class. And in here, I'm gonna type font size, and I think it's something like 25 pixels or something like, I think 25 looks good. So I'm going to copy that. And I'm gonna go back to my section, and in the custom CSS part of the section, I'm gonna click that and I'm going to paste the CSS that I just copied from the browser. And as you can see, the title just reduced in size. So I'm gonna save that. Yeah, so now on desktop, we're gonna have it on one line and it's gonna look good. Okay, so let's see what else they have there. So first they have their title, then they have their reviews, and we're gonna go and we're going to add reviews in a second. I'm gonna install an app for that. But first I want to go and fix a bit the description as well, because this is too big. So I'm gonna check to see what size they are using. Again, I'm gonna inspect here and I'm gonna take this and look at the font. So it's 14 pixels. I'm gonna go back to our text here. And what you have to do to resize this, again, go back to your section, and underneath here, you're going to add a class, RTE. This is the general class for the Dawn theme. Maybe other themes use different classes, but this is the general text class that you can use to resize text and style it differently. And after adding RTE, you're going to press space and LI. This is for list. So we want to style all the list elements in this description. So to do that, I'm going to add curly brackets, and then I'm going to say font size 14px. And now the text is reduced to 14 pixels. If you have other text in here, maybe you have like paragraphs, you can add a comma after the list item and then paste this again. And instead of LI, you can say P. And now all the paragraphs will also be using the same CSS we're gonna type in there. So now we have the font size. Next, I want to reduce the letter spacing because there is a lot of letter spacing in between these letters here. So I'm gonna reduce that letter spacing, and I'm going to say normal. And as you can see, the text now looks much neater, and I'm going to save that. And I'm gonna go and I'm going to look again at my example page. I'm gonna close this up, and it's kind of looking close. I will want to add those check marks as well. So in order to add the check marks, I'm gonna add some more CSS in there. I'm going to press enter so that I go on a new line, and in here I'm going to paste my CSS. I knew that this will work, so you can compile your CSS in the browser with the inspect tool, or research it, ask ChatGPT to give you ideas for styling, and then you can copy your CSS directly in here. Again, this CSS will affect only the elements that are in this section. So if you have more lists, for example, in this section, they will all be styled in this way. Once you're done with styling, you're gonna save. So after saving those changes, let's preview our theme and see how it looks like and compare it to the one that we have as an example, and let's see what elements we are missing. So first we are missing the reviews, and I'm gonna go now and I'm gonna install an app for that. But first let me remove this label from here, and to do that I'm going to go here to the product section, and the label is this one over here. I'm gonna turn it off because maybe we're gonna use it later. I'm gonna move it a bit lower, and I'm gonna save that. And now having the title at the top, the same as our example, is a little bit better. Yeah, now I'm gonna go and I'm gonna install a review app so that we can import some reviews. I'm gonna head to my store and I'm gonna go to apps and all recommended apps, and I'm pretty sure that my app will be here. So the app that I want to use is Judge Me. I'm gonna go ahead and download that to my store by clicking this button, and now the app got downloaded and I'm gonna install it to my store. So this is the onboarding. You're gonna have to choose your language and then what theme you want the app to be installed on, but because I just have one, just that one shows in here. I'm gonna be directed to enable the app, so you will have to click on this button and it's gonna send you to the customizer where you will be able to save the app as being enabled, like that. If the toggle is not like that, put it in this position and then save. Then I'm gonna go back to the installation. It's gonna detect that I've done that and it's gonna send me to the next step. And now I'm gonna click on this one so that I can enable another location. It added here at the bottom the main review section, which I'm gonna keep there. Then I'm gonna save and I'm gonna head back to the installation, and it's going to detect that and it's gonna take me to the next step. And I'm going to add the star ratings now. Those are added here on the product details. We're gonna have to move them up until under the title, like that. And we're gonna have to style them as well because they don't look that great. But I'm gonna save and I'm gonna go back to the installation for now. They are using yellow, so let's try that. Because people recognize the review stars as yellow more than other colors, I think it can look good with other colors, but yellow is the basic one, and I'm gonna go for that. I'm gonna click on this and I'm going to change the color over here, remove the hashtags. So now all the stars will be yellow. Here I can add a URL for a logo file, but I'm not gonna do that now. So I'm gonna click on continue. On this page, I'm gonna be prompted to select the time until the customer will get the request for review, email or message. And I'm gonna just leave it as it is, and I'm gonna click on finish, and I think I'm done. So next I'm gonna go and I'm going to import reviews. Even though this is a new store and we don't have reviews, we can go ahead and import some of our own reviews. Let's say we have some customers that they used our product and they gave us some reviews, or we can generate our custom reviews as well. And I'm gonna show you how you can import those. So on here, on the import section of the Judge Me app, you're gonna go and you're gonna click on this link. On this pop-up, you're gonna go down below at importing reviews, and you're gonna click on that article and scroll down. And you're gonna find at one point this link here, which will send you to a guide. And on this article, you're gonna have the format that you need for the CSV. I'm gonna click on this and it's gonna open in Google Docs. So I'm gonna make a copy. So this is the example file you're gonna need. In here, you're gonna add your title, the body of the review, then the star rating, the date, the name, the email, and then images if you want to. But I'm not gonna use images, so I'm going to remove these two. And I am going to go and generate a couple of reviews. So I'm going to use this prompt to create the reviews. Let's see what reviews I'm going to get. And now that I have all the reviews, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to populate the file. So once you've added all your review data in there, make sure to add the product URL at the end. So this is the URL of the product you want these reviews to be placed on. To get that, you're going to go to your product page, and you're just gonna copy your entire URL there. And I'm gonna go back and paste it in here, and I'm gonna just drag it like that. And this will populate the URL on all the reviews. And I'm gonna head next to export this file. Make sure that you don't have a perfect score in here to make it seem more real. Then go to File and Download, and then go to comma separated values or CSV. Then save it to your computer. And once that's done, you're gonna go back to your app And in here, you're gonna choose import, judge me format, and you're gonna click on this button here. Then you're gonna select the file. For me, is this one over here, and I'm gonna import that. So I'm gonna press on import, and this process can take a little bit of time, but you might be able to see the reviews in here. If you click on manage reviews, they might already populate. So now if I go to my product page, I might be able to see my reviews already. So it's taking a little bit time to update, but they are going to be populated soon on there. We have the reviews populated. I have my badge there, and then I have the reviews at the bottom, and I think this looks great. Okay, let's head back to our example and let's see what they have more. So now we have the title, we have the reviews, we have the price, and I'm gonna go and add all these other elements they have. So first I'm gonna try and replicate this one over here. And to do that, I'm gonna come back here to my customizer. And for this section over here, I'm going to use another block type. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna add under the product information, I'm gonna add a new block, which is called icon with text, and I'm gonna move that right under the price, and I'm gonna click on it, and this is how the section looks like out of the box. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna make it vertical. Then I'm gonna go and I'm going to remove the last two ones so that they disappear, and I'm left with just one of these. And I'm going to take the text that they have on their store, ready stock and tax including, and I'm gonna add my text in there. So this is how it looks like now, and I'm going to also change the logo. Instead of a heart, I don't have a gift in here, so I'm gonna either add a price tag that looks like that, or I'm gonna add a truck actually, because it's ready stock and then tax including. I'm going to save that for now. Now, because I have the tax inclusive in this text here, I want to exclude this one. And to do that, we're going to use the same trick we used with the custom CSS from the section. So I want to find out what element is this, and I want to hide it. To do that, I'm going to go to my product page. So in here, I'm going to select my element, and then I'm going to inspect it. And I'm going to see that this is a product underscore tax class, and I'm going to click that. I'm going to remove all these other classes and hit enter. Then I'm going to say here, display and none. This will hide it. And I'm going to select this. I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to go to my product information section here. I'm going to go to the CSS part. I'm going to hit enter at the end, and I'm going to paste the newly added CSS, and then I'm going to press save. Now the tax included text disappeared from here, from underneath the price, and I just have this one. Let's also reduce the size of this text. So I'm going to inspect that, and I'm going to add the CSS in here. I'm going to remove all the other classes and just keep this one, the main one. And I'm going to say here font size, and I'm going to say 14 pixels. I'm going to select this CSS, and I'm going to move it to my section CSS here at the bottom, and I'm going to save that. Once that's done, I'm going to refresh the page, and this looks a lot better. Let's see if I can remove the quantity selector. So I'm going to go to the product information section, and I'm going to hide the quantity selector because I don't want people to buy more than one of these. Or yeah, they could buy more than one, but I don't want the quantity selector there. And let's see what else they have on their store. We can add one more text field with this, but I'm not going to add it. I'm going to add next this part and the image here, so I can copy the text, go back, and underneath the button here, I'm going to add the icon with text block, and I'm going to open that up, make it vertical again, remove all the text like that, and then in here I'm going to add this save checkout text. I'm going to go and change the heart to a lock if there is one. Yes, there is. And then I'm going to go and move this one underneath the buttons. So underneath the buy buttons, then I'm gonna go and add one more block, a custom liquid block, and I'm going to move this also underneath the buy buttons or underneath the icon with text. I'm gonna open that up, and I'm gonna go here to this, and I'm going to copy what they have exactly. So this one over here, I'm just gonna select everything in there, and I'm going to copy it over to my blog here, and I'm going to clean it up a little bit. So I'm going to leave the lazy loading here. Width, I'm going to say auto, and then height, I'm going to say 30 pixels, or maybe a bit taller than that. No, I think this looks good. Then I'm going to go lower and remove all the classes because they are not present on my theme. Then I'm going to remove all of this because I don't need it. So all I need is this image, loading lazy, with auto, height 30 pixels, and the SRC of the image. Now the SRC of the image comes from their website, so you should download this and move it over to your store so that if they delete it, you still have it on your store. But I'm just gonna use theirs on my example here, so I'm gonna save that. Let's see how that looks like on my store. I think I forgot to remove this one here, so I'm gonna go back and open this up, and in here I'm going to remove the heading of the last icon so that I just have one, and I'm going to save. Now this is how it looks like. So these are kind of the elements that they have here. Of course, we can style them more and align them differently than we have them now, but I'm gonna move on to the other elements that are down on the page. So at the bottom here, we can add those drawers that they have, and I'm gonna do that right now. What is included? I'm gonna go to my product information section in here, and I'm gonna add the collapsible row, which I'm gonna open up, and I'm going to add the title of what's included and remove the icon. Then I'm gonna go back to the page and copy their text there. Okay, so now I've added the collapsible tabs, and they look like this on the page. If I refresh here, we're gonna have the contents of them inside, and they open like that. So this is our product page so far. We have most of the elements they use at the top here, and I think they are organized a little bit better. And we have the description and the tabs down below like they do. And please take a look at this page because it's built as a landing page or as a funnel, and you are actually answering customers' questions starting with the description. Whenever you're building a product page for a different product than this one, have a look at the marketing and at the progression that we have on the page, the answers that are given, and so on, so that you can mimic that as well. So I'm gonna go now and I'm gonna recreate this section over here, and I already see that I have to create a different color scheme for it. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take this color and I'm going to go and create that color scheme on my theme. So I'm heading back to my theme, and I'm gonna go to colors over here, and I'm gonna add a new color scheme. I'm gonna add the color that I just copied from there, and I think this is looking good. I'm gonna save that, and I'm gonna go back to the example store. I'm gonna copy this, and I'm gonna go to my sections. Underneath the product information section, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna add a different section, and I'm gonna click on it and go directly to the color scheme and change it to the newly added color scheme that I just created. And I'm going to save that. I'm gonna take the title off because I don't have a title, and I'm going to take the button label off as well. So I'm just left with these columns, and actually go and set it to 4 because I need 4 columns. This is the section, and these are the blocks of this section. And because I have 4 slots for the blocks, and I just have 3 blocks, I have an empty slot at the end. So I'm gonna have to add one more block, and I can do that from here. So now I'm gonna have four blocks for this section. I'm gonna save that, and I'm gonna go back to look at how the section actually looks like. We have an image at the top, we have a title and a description. So let's see if I can mimic that on my theme. And I'm gonna go to the first block here and I'm gonna select an image. I've already went and uploaded this airplane icon, so I'm gonna select it from there and it's going to display on my blog. I'm gonna add the title here, so free shipping. And I'm gonna go and take the subtitle as well. Okay, so I'm gonna do this for all the other blocks. Okay, so now after adding all the information on the section, let's go ahead and try and style it because it doesn't look quite like the one that we have in our example. I'm gonna set the heading size to small. Then I'm gonna set the image width to 1/3. Then I'm gonna leave it to adapt to image. And then I'm going to center everything like that. And then I'm going to say that this doesn't have any background. And now it looks quite similar to our example. And this is what they have. And this is how it looks on our page. The only thing I might want to do is go and change the overall body text size on this theme because this is a bit too much, I think. So I'm going to go to the customizer, to the settings, and then to typography. And I'm gonna remove this zoom on the body font. So the body font should be a bit smaller all over the place. So I'm gonna save that and let's see if that changes. And yeah, everything is a little bit smaller. I think it's a little bit better. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it at that. So we have this section. Next we have a video section. Let's go and create that. So underneath the multi-column section that we have there, I'm going to add a new section and I'm going to search for video. I'm going to add that there. And I think we don't have a title. I'm going to remove the title and I'm going to add the URL for the video here. Then I'm going to select the cover image and the cover image is this one. I'm going to select that and leave it like this. And I'm going to save. Okay, let's check it out. So we have the banner and now we have the video. Let's go ahead and create the next section, which is again a multi-column. Let me go and add a multi-column section. So underneath the video section, I'm gonna add another multi-column section and I'm gonna try and recreate what they have there. So we have 3 columns. We don't have a button at the end. I'm gonna remove that. The section is white, so I'm gonna go to the blocks. I'm gonna click on the first block and I'm gonna change the title. I'm going to go and get the description and paste that in. And I'm gonna go and add the image. So I'm gonna upload the image desktop. Okay, here's the first image. Then I'm gonna go and do the same for the others. I'm going to copy the content over and go to the second block. Done. I'm gonna save that for now and I'm gonna go back to the section settings. And in the section settings here, I'm going to, now let's see if we have a title. We have a title here and I'm gonna add it to the section settings and the size will be small. Let's see if I can change the image a little bit. So if I make it portrait, is going to be full size. If I make it square, it's gonna stay as square and I can use it as circle. We don't have this option here, the rounded corners like that, but I think that in adapt to image, something like this looks good enough. We are going to remove this background here. So I'm going to remove the background and the section will actually look like this. So now if I save and I refresh the page, now we have this section here. So the section already looks good. We can, of course, go ahead and style it more. We can round the corners and we can do some other things to it to make it look closer to this. But I'm gonna just leave it as it is. I'm just gonna go and center the title so that I can show you again how to use that custom CSS field under the section settings. So I'm gonna select the title here and I'm gonna inspect it, and with it selected like that, I'm gonna press here the plus. So I'm gonna get a new entry here and inside I'm gonna type width 100% and then I'm going to say text align center And I'm gonna copy the entire thing, and I'm gonna go to the sections settings. So in multi-column here, I'm gonna scroll down at custom CSS, and I'm gonna paste what I have here, but I'm going to remove some of these classes because this is too much. So it's enough to have just title in there, or dot title. So now the title of this section after I save will be centered. So this is how you can customize this section further. So let's see what they have next. If you want to recreate this one, I can just copy this one again. Let me show you how to copy the JSON of the section again. So going to edit code. Now you're gonna search for product.json. So we have product.json. For the homepage, we worked on the index.json. These are the places where the data gets saved on the template. So on this file, we're gonna scroll down at the bottom, and we're gonna have here the sections that we have on the page, on our product page. And we know that our section is a multi-column and that it is on top of the related products. And I'm gonna copy this ID from here. I'm gonna press Command F to find it on the page. And this is where the section starts. And if you want to highlight where it ends, you're gonna click here inside next to this curly bracket. And you're gonna scroll down and look for the other curly bracket that marks the end of the section. And it's right here. And I'm gonna just highlight everything until the section starts here. Everything, including the ID. I'm gonna copy that. And I'm gonna go underneath it and then press Enter. And then I'm going to paste everything that I copied. But now I have to go back and find the ID so that I can rename it, so that I don't get a conflict, because we cannot have the same ID twice. So I'm gonna click here where the curly bracket starts, and then I'm gonna go back because now it's highlighted, and we can see here that this is a duplicate object key. So we have to just add a -1 or add other characters there that will make that ID unique. Then you're gonna copy that ID, and then you're gonna scroll down to your original ID, this one that we just copied. Then press Enter, then quotation marks, and enter the ID there, then add a comma, and then you're fine. Now we just duplicated that section. And after saving, if I go to my page and I refresh the page, I'm gonna get the same exact section underneath the original one. And now we can go and copy all the information we have on our second section and populate this copied section. So in my customizer here, I'm gonna select the second section and I'm going to change its title. And I'm gonna save that. Then I'm gonna go and I'm going to change all the information on it. I'm gonna change the title of the block. Then I'm gonna change the description, and I'm gonna do this for all the others. Also the image. So this is the first block. I'm gonna do the same for the others. Okay, so after adding all the information there, if I go to my page and I refresh it, now the second section is actually populated with the other information, with the before and after information. So we have these two sections. Now we have another multi-column section, and the process for this one would be the exact same one as this. We just have to use a different color scheme and add one more row here. So let's go and do that. I'm gonna remove the title, copy this one, and replace it there. Then take the color scheme to this one that we just created. Then say that we don't want a background for this texts. Then we just have to add 4 elements and go out and create one more block, and we have 4 in there. Now I can go and copy the CSS that we have there for the title so that the title is also centered. I go here and copy the custom CSS and make the title centered. Now I'm going to go back out and I'm going to select the images for this. So now we have this section as well, and it looks quite similar to the one that they have, just the color is a bit different. If you want, you can create other color schemes and make it exactly the same. I'm going to remove the button there because we don't need a button, and I'm going to save that. And let's see what else do we have. So we have these sections. This one over here looks exactly like the section that we have on the home page. Let me go and show you what I mean. So if we go on our home page, we have here a section like that, this one. So I'm gonna just go on the home page and copy this section and move it to the product page. And I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna do that in just a second. So we have the product JSON open. I'm gonna open the index JSON. It's open already here. So I'm gonna close this CSS file. I'm gonna go here and copy the last section. And to find the last section again, I'm gonna go here. This one is the last section. So I'm gonna copy that. I'm gonna go and search for it on the page and click here next to the curly bracket so that I can highlight it. And I'm going to select everything that's inside like that. And this is my section now. I can go to the product page and I can go at the end here where we have the last section. To make sure where your last section ends, you can highlight this part here. And after highlighting here, you're gonna see it on the page. If it's not in view, you can scroll a little bit and you will find it. And once it's highlighted like that, you can click inside of the settings and have it highlight the end of it. Then here at the end of the last section, you're gonna add a comma, and then you're gonna add an enter, and then you're gonna paste there the section that you just copied, and then go back up to where your section starts, take the ID, and then copy that ID to where you want to place your section. And in my case, I'm going to add it underneath this section here. So I'm going to just insert the ID there. And then after it, I'm going to add a comma and I'm going to save. So in this case, if I go to my page, which is this one, I should have a new section here that I just brought from the home page. And I do, it's right there. So I just have to add the information from this section here to my section here, and that's it. And under this section, so here, I'm gonna add the FAQ section. And to do that, I'm gonna go to my customizer again and go and refresh it because I just added a new section. Then scroll down and find the section that we've added. And under the newly created section, we're gonna add another one. And we're gonna look for collapsible content. This can become our FAQ section. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna take the check marks off so that we just have the question. And I'm just gonna add the content that they have here, question and answer. And here's our FAQ section. If I go to the page now, you can see that we have the section that opens when you click it and so on. Of course, you can go ahead and style it more. You have the section settings to go through. And you also can add custom CSS at the end. So this is what we have so far. We could recreate almost everything from our example page to our newly created store. So every section that they had, we recreated here using the free Shopify Dawn theme. The only thing that I saw they have and we are still missing is this floating add to cart button. And I'm gonna show you how you can add that. You can use apps for this, but I'm not a big fan of apps because they can slow your Shopify store down in terms of speed. So I'm going to show you how you can add a sticky add to cart button like this one here on your theme. You just have to head in the description of this video and you're going to find the link for this section. So in order to install this on your Shopify store, you will have to go and create a new section. And I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. So we're going to go out of the customizer and then we're going to go and edit the code of our theme. Once inside the code editor, you can go ahead and create a new section by opening this sections folder and clicking add. And then in there, we're going to write sticky ATC. And we're gonna hit done. This is a newly created section. We're gonna erase everything from this and you're gonna paste inside the code that you're gonna find in the description of the video. And then you're going to save. Then you're gonna go here to 3 dots and customize theme. And in there, we're gonna go to our product page. Once on the product page, you're gonna scroll down to the end here and add a new section. And you're gonna type in there sticky ATC and you are going to add that section there and then you're going to save. This will automatically show on the product page. So you're gonna see the section here. You have an image, the title of the product, the pricing, the add to cart button. You have settings here, so you can change the color of this ATC section. So if you change the color scheme and then save, that will change color. You have a bunch of other settings in there, but I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna switch it to white and just leave it as that. And then I'm gonna refresh the page here so that we can see the add to cart floating here. So now I think we are complete. So if you're interested in this section, head in the description of the video and you'll find it there. So all we have to do now is go ahead and create this pages, the content pages, the shipping policy, the privacy policy, refund policy, and so on. Because we don't have any settings here, we can again go ahead and add some custom CSS to make this title smaller and then center it. To do that, I'm gonna go and I'm going to inspect the element and I'm gonna see what class it has, and with it selected, I'm gonna add here a new rule. Font size 30 pixels. I think that's good, or maybe 35. And then I'm gonna say text align center. And this already looks much better. So I'm gonna copy this. And this will be available for all the pages that we're gonna have. And I'm gonna go to custom CSS here, paste it, and in here I'm just gonna leave the H1 because I'm gonna just have one H1 on this section. So I want to have the title always like that in this size and centered like that. So I'm gonna save that, and this will be saved on all the other pages. So if I go to privacy policy, to refund policy, everywhere all the titles will be like that. And now I'm gonna head to generate these terms and these policies. I'm gonna go to settings and then I'm gonna search for policies, and it's gonna be at the end here. You're gonna click on that. And in here, you're gonna be able to generate policies. They will be generated with the information that you already filled when you created your Shopify store, but you might have to go and edit them after they are generated. So I'm gonna go and generate the terms of service now. And all you have to do is insert from template here. So if I press this button, I will have the terms generated, but I will also have to go and insert my information there if it's not already inserted. And of course, you will have to read through it and make sure that everything is according to your business. So I'm just gonna hit publish. Once it's generated, I can go ahead and copy it. I can copy everything and then hit cancel and go to my page. So in pages here, I can go to my terms and conditions page and I can paste everything in there like that. And then I can go and save. And if I go now to my terms page, I'm gonna have the terms and conditions that I just generated added in here. And in the same way, we can go and generate all the other policies, like return policies, for example. Let's go ahead and generate that. After reading through it, I'm gonna copy it and press publish. Then I'm gonna go to my pages and I am going to paste it in here and I'm going to save. Now if I refresh the page, and I go to refunds policy. Now I'm gonna have content in here. Again, make sure that everything fits your business, that everything is legal, and if you make a claim in here, you should respect it. And after adding all the content pages, we are almost done. We have the home page, which looks like this. It has sections with videos, with images. We have the product page, which looks like this. We've added also this floating button and we can add products from here. So if the customer scrolls down, he can go and add the product from over here and then view his cart. If you want to change the cart type, we can do that from the theme settings. So I'm gonna go back to my online store, theme and customize. And in here, I'm gonna go to settings and inside cart, I can go ahead and I can choose, instead of pop-up notification, I can choose the drawer, which is a bit better than the pop-up notification. And now whenever a product will be added to the cart, I'm gonna have a slide cart like this, which looks much better. And let's see if it works from the product page. So I'm gonna add the product from here and the side cart works fine. So now we have the side cart. One thing I wanted to do is to remove this powered by Shopify link over here. So I'm gonna go to my theme again, and then in here I can go to edit default theme content, and I'm gonna type in here power, and here where it says powered by Shopify, I'm gonna just add a blank space, and I'm going to save, and that will erase the powered by Shopify. Now we have the policies listed here as well. If we want to take those down, I can go to the theme settings again and customize, and in here I can go to the policy links and I can turn them off because we already have them there. And before we finish this up, I want to change also the checkout page. When someone wants to buy something and click checkout here, they will be sent to the checkout page. And now the checkout page doesn't actually fit with what we have here. So I'm going to head back to my customizer and go in here and select the checkout page, which is here. And in here we can add the logo. You can select it from there and it's going to be displayed at the top. And then we can go and select the background color for this. And I'm going to go to my example page and I'm going to take that shade of pink, which was already here. So I'm going to just select that and go back to my customizer and paste that color there. And I think this looks much nicer. Maybe we can make it a little bit lighter like that. And I'm going to save. Now you can change the buttons. You're going to have in there the accents and everything, but don't forget to change this and brand it because this is important. Let's make the logo a little bit larger, something like that. And I think this looks quite professional, right? Let's change the accent color. And I'm gonna add this one here and I'm gonna save that. And I think this looks much better, right? Okay, so this is how you actually build a one product Shopify store. You just have the home page, you have your product page, you have your FAQ page, your about page. So you're gonna have sections like this where you answer customer questions, where you feature your product, where you try to create a connection with your customer and so on. So this is our one product Shopify store. If you found this video helpful, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I think you're interested in seeing that video next.